Welcome to the Flowering Daydream podcast where daydreams become reality. I'm your host, Charlene. I'm so glad you're here. And today we are diving into the magical world of animal communication, exploring the energetic and spiritual bonds that we share with our animal companions. And I have a beautiful guest joining me today, Amber, who is a gifted animal communicator who will be sharing her insights and wisdom with us. But before we bring her into the conversation, I just wanted to take a moment to welcome all of our new listeners. Wherever you came from, however you found your way here, thank you so much. We've seen a huge spike in the downloads over the past few weeks, and I'm feeling so grateful and excited that you guys are here. I don't know where you came from or how you found us, but welcome. You can stay connected with me here on the podcast on my website at charlenewindus.com through my teachings on Insight Timer or Udemy. And if you're in the Seattle or Bothell area or nearby, I also offer in-person sessions and events. I also want to take a moment to just talk to you guys for a moment about something really near and dear to my heart. It comes up every spring for me, every year, and it's our beloved pollinators. Our bees, our butterflies, and our hummingbirds, they need your support and our support more than ever. And the truth is, we need them too. And without them, we don't have many of the fruits and nuts and beautiful blooms that we all take so much for granted. So this season, I encourage you to plant wildflowers, pollinator-friendly plants in your gardens and outdoor spaces. And if you're along the monarch butterfly migration path, consider planting milkweed. It is essential for their survival. And if you can, please avoid pesticides. Let the natural ecosystems around you flourish and support these magical beings and pollinators that we love so much. So, okay, I'm a little rusty because I haven't been doing the podcast regularly since October. I just released an episode a week ago for the first time, but I am getting back into the groove here. So, I want to welcome Amber and talk about all the amazing soul ways that we can connect with animals on our journey. So, hello, Amber.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Super excited. So, yeah.
We met a while ago at Vision Quest Bookstore in Everett, where we were doing some card readings together. And it's really rare that I find anyone who has the specialty or focus of animal communication. And given that we live in the Pacific Northwest, where it's like super animal friendly, you'd think there'd be like more of you.
Good.
But so I was really excited
Good.
when I met you. I'm like, oh, yay, I can have somebody to talk to and tell clients about who are interested in, having that service. So can you introduce yourself and just tell us about what you do?
Yeah, Amber, I'm an animal communicator. I connect with your pets, kind of like empathically, I guess is the best word to say, but communication, lots of pictures, but yeah, that's
Nice.
mostly telepathy, I guess is the best way to explain it.
Nice. Yeah. People ask that question. It's like, is it through like your clair senses? Is it just telepathic? Is it, because everybody receives information differently. So you see imagery when you're talking to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I see the picture. Like they will show me, their favorite spot to be or their favorite window to look out of. And then they'll give me a little feeling that goes along with it, like either excitement or loneliness because they watched you walk away, um, things like that. So it's a picture with an emotion. And sometimes I do hear them. I love when I hear their voices in my head and then I try to copy them. It's tough, but I try.
It's like I try to describe like interpreting energy as like, you have to like change the station or whatever that you're listening to try to like get the programming and it sounds like you're getting clairaudient clairvoyant and clair empathy type downloads and so sometimes we can activate like all those senses when we're communicating. Sounds like that is what you're doing. So that's amazing. What a beautiful thing. What when did you first like notice that you were doing that or what brought you to bring it like professionally as a service?
Well, of course, I needed somebody else to tell me that this is what I'm doing, like, is this what I'm doing? Is this correct? Am I just making all this stuff up? Um, but I worked at Noah's animal shelter up in Stanwood, and we got kitten returned, and they handed, my job was not paperwork. I don't know why. They got returned or anything. I just get the animal and then I take it to where it needs to go. Well, this kitten had burn marks on it. So as soon as they handed it to me, I heard I was burnt. The kid burnt me. And I looked at the parent, like, or the adult, and I was thought they spoke the words, but I just kind of just said thank you and walked away because I didn't know how to respond to that. And then put the kitten away, did all the things, and then came back to get the paperwork. And sure enough, I asked why it was returned, and they said that it touched like the radiator heater, those ones that, yeah, that put off a lot of heat, but you don't touch them. They blamed it on that, and then they wanted to have it have medical attention. And then all of a sudden I heard, that's not the truth. The little, I got burnt by the child that was there. Not, not on purpose, whatever. That's just what I heard. And I was like,
Sure.
yes, oh, interesting. And then I kind of just went from there. But I did to have somebody tell me this is what was happening and this is what, it
Yeah.
was really happening. Yeah, because I did not believe myself.
Yeah, and
I
that's
said,
an awkward position to be put in when it's like not a known service that you have or skill, and it's happening in a professional environment where there's like that not that crossover. It must have been awkward.
yes, very, because I just like looked at the lady and I was like, whoa, that was really honest of you. And then I was just like, not my department, Amber, walk away, don't try. Like,
That's yeah, that's what happened to me the first time I heard clairaudient. I had felt things and seen things, but the first time I thought they said it out of their mouth, right? Because it sounded like it. And then I looked down and I was giving a facial and they were sleeping, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know where I'm hearing this from. It's such an awkward initial thing, but so after you got some consulting over that and figured out what was happening, did you just start to like develop it on your own with practice, or how did it sort of take its course?
I did take a couple of classes from a local lady around here, love her to death. Her name is Paula. She is on Facebook, Paula Grace. Wonderful lady. She taught me everything I know. And she was very comforting. This is what is happening. You are correct. Don't diminish yourself. Take it, do this. This is what you're doing. Go for it. So it was really nice to have her kind of be a comfort and explain that this is what's happening. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Aw. Well, that's great. Well, we'll have to check out Paula, another animal communicator. What does a typical like session look like if somebody were to say, I'd like to talk to my animal on an energetic level? Like what does that look like?
It's usually uh 30 to 60 minutes, depends on how long you want to do, or medical. A lot of medical stuff takes a little bit longer, but it's really fun usually. I get to connect with them. I do a little meditation, connect with them beforehand, because some animals are scared and they're like, whoa, you're in my space. And I've learned to connect with them beforehand. That way it's not a big, what is happening? Who are you type of situation. Yes, it startled the kids, as I like to call them, the first couple of times as I did it. So yeah, I do it beforehand. But it's usually really fun. It's usually a lot of laughs because, animals, they're living in the day. There's no, I mean, if they're complaining, it's about food mostly. Um, but it's always just, yeah, lots of laughs, lots of fun. Even if
So,
they're
like,
sick,
if
and
your
some,
dog has a food allergy or you think they do, could we call you and be like, can you ask them if they're allergic to this?
yes, fully can do. It is, they can feel it, they're like, oh, chicken gives me a stomach ache. And then I'm like, okay, so stay away from chicken. They said that chicken hurts their stomach and that
Oh,
could lead
wow.
to, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
They know. I'm like, they're more in tune than we are, is a good way to put it. So
Like, do
they
they
know.
understand us when we're just talking normal? If you're like, hey, you're not allowed on the bed or whatever, do you think they understand that? Or do you have to tap into this like other type of communication to get them to understand?
No, they fully can understand you. That's why sometimes like you'll have a dog or a cat that will literally talk to you, like meow at you or bark at you. My dog loves to go burr, 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 burr as she's looking at me. So they're like, oh, this is you're speaking to me. So I'm gonna speak to you as that's how we're gonna communicate. So they try. So they understand you just said don't get on the bed, whether they wanna, follow that rule or not,
Pretend they're
that's
listening or
fully up to
not.
them. Yes, yes, that one's fully up to them.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, do you connect also with people who have lost already, their animals are already gone, or is it just the living animals?
No, I can connect with past pets. I do like a photo and a name just to kind of get that connection. And I love to see them. I love to see their faces. Yeah, I can connect with past pets or present pets. You would be
Okay.
surprised. Yeah, you would be surprised by sometimes the past pet will just come in on the conversation with as we're doing it, as we're doing the connection with the live pet, I'm like, oh, do you have a small little fluffy Pomeranian dog? I'm like, oh yeah, that's Gizmo. She passed away. And I'm like, well, she's coming on in. She got stuff to say.
Do you think that they like hang around you for a while, or do they go to the same place we all go? Or like, where do you think they go?
It depends. And to be honest, they love us so much. It depends on us. If we need their comfort, they will be here. If they realize, oh, you've moved along, they will go and do whatever they want to do. But a lot of times they will hang out with us. Oh, Jack used to slide the papers across the table, and now I keep finding papers everywhere, even though he's not here. That's Jack. Jack is
Okay.
still doing
So
that.
they can like
Yeah.
choose to hang around or whatever if they want to.
Yes.
Do you think they can
Yes.
come back in like another dog, like their soul?
Yeah, they can. I feel that it takes a long time because they either are with us until we're fully grieving and then we're done, Um, or they just have some other stuff to do. There's on out here, so they can do all these other things. And then when they're ready, just like us, probably every 25 to 50 to 100 years, I only had two animals say, "Oh, I'm coming back right away. I can't wait to be with you again." That's rare, very rare, but they do come back. Yes.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I've only heard like outright heard one of my animals like unless I like sit and really try to focus on it since it's not like what I normally do. But when he died, he was a bulldog. His name was Tank, and he always wanted to get on the bed and he could never get on the bed. And I talked to my husband about like building a ramp, but he had like a crooked jaw, so he was always drooling. And I was like, I don't want a big pile of drool in the bed, so let's just like not let him up. So after he died, everyone's like crying in the room, everyone's grieving. It just happened. We're all there. Like we had the whole family there. He was such an important animal to us. And the first thing he said is, and I laughed out loud, which was like so inappropriate because I heard him say, "Can I have longer legs next time?" And I'm just laughing and I'm going, "Oh my God, like this is so inappropriate because everyone's sad, but I'm giggling because I like hear what he said." Anyway, I just remember being like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that they could do that. I didn't know that they could come back. So I like hearing everyone's different perspectives and experiences with it. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
What are some common like themes that you hear from the animals? Is there anything that you feel like is like repetitive or
Oh yeah, like I said, they love their food. They either love it or hate it. Like if you just change the cat's food, they're definitely going to tell me about it. So food is a big deal for them, or their snacks, as I like to say. Sometimes they'll have different words, but I call it snacks. Um, they'll tell me about those. They'll tell me about the annoying squirrels outside. Yeah, it's so some stuff is repetitive, but then it's also, dogs hate squirrels. So then my mind comes into play, like, oh, am I making this up? And
yeah. That's funny. I always tell people I feel like our imagination is the conduit for this stuff to happen. Like that's how it comes through, right?
yes, oh, for sure. And like when I know it's not me making it up, it's because I can see their backyard and they're showing me, the squirrel feeder with the squirrel, the one that really bothers them and annoys them. And that's how I know I'm not that one's not me. It's like
Wait,
I'm
they're
being
like they're just
shown
like
something.
humans basically. They have like normal problems.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, sometimes older dogs absolutely want their beds to be like fluffed up, like our pillows, you
Oh,
fluff them up every now and then. Oh yeah, old dogs are like, it's just too squished. I need you to fluff that up or buy me a new one.
okay,
So,
listen up, folks. Fluff your dog beds.
oh yes, fluff the dog beds and don't change the cat food. But
That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's a funny one. I would have thought of that, but you're right. We like to fluff our pillows and stuff.
mhm.
That is so funny. Um, so if somebody wanted to like deepen their own at-home like communication with their animals, like do you have any tips or suggestions on like how to get yourself into that space if it's not, what you normally do?
Yeah, I like to just kind of calm my mind. I have my mind feel my body, usually like the socks on my feet, my legs in my pants. And that way my mind is thinking about something so that everything else can just kind of flow instead. Because if I'm focusing on one thing, why would the squirrel pop up in my mind? Or why would the can with the pink label pop up in my mind? You know? But your animals are constantly communicating with you. They will, you probably know when your dog needs to go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just not fully aware that that's what's happening. You already communicating with your animal. You're just not taking it into consideration. Oh, they're literally telling me they need to go to the bathroom. That's just you going, oh, let's go outside and go potty.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're fully communicating constantly.
So we're all sensing energy all the time. It's just a matter of like slowing down and like kind of just sinking into it, I guess.
Yes, and being aware, I guess, would be a good thing. Like I'm constantly being aware of my animals, how they're feeling. Are they limping today? My dog's 13 and a half, so I'm like, is she limping today? Why is she roaring at me? Have we checked all the boxes? Yeah, they're fully constantly talking to us, and that's because they need us. They need us for everything.
Aw. I think a lot too about like there's two things that come up is like I would love to like call someone like you for are these things is like let's say they're older and they're like getting sick or tired or have an ailment or whatever. It's like talking to them about like, hey, do you want to ride this out like till the last minute or do you want to just like take off because it's so uncomfortable? Like checking in with them about like the end of life stuff because that's like one of the hardest things I think for pet owners is to make those decisions.
Yes, fully. That is probably 75% of my clients is, my animal is sick. What would they like to do? For example, I had this golden retriever. His name was Pete. Sweetest little, I mean, he's not little, but in my heart, when I talk to him, he's little. He fully, I was like, well, Pete, this is what's happening. How would you like to proceed? He had a bucket list and he showed me, you know, I what I saw was my shopping list because he had to give it to me in a way I could understand. So he showed me my shopping list. So I was like, okay, so he's got a list. And then he showed me at the beach. He showed me at the park. He showed me his grandma, just different things that he wanted to do before he passed away. And I was like, okay, well, do you want to do medication? And I have found they do not like chemo because this was cancer in general. But yeah, a lot of animals they don't want the chemo. They're here to live right now in this moment. Um, that is for us. If I wanted to prolong the inevitable, they will do it because I asked them to. They
Mm.
will do everything for us, even though it's
Aw.
making them uncomfortable. Yes, they fully love us and they know that we love them. And yeah, it's just, yeah, that's probably most of my clients. And they
Aw.
just want to let everybody know that before I pass away, I do love you. I do love you. These are the things I love, and I want to enjoy them as I for the time being that I have.
Yeah. Aw. Yeah, that's
Oh
really
yeah.
special. Yeah, that's what I think about is like getting support with that. And the other thing was thinking about is like, like if you have an animal and maybe you want a second animal, it's like, hey, are you cool with that? Like, is there a certain type of breed you'd like? Like, I want to make sure you guys get along. Or are you an only child? Like,
Yes. Yes.
like, do they know
That,
those things, or is that
yes.
okay?
Yes, sometimes that does happen. Either they're like, I'm 13 and a half and I want to ride this out peacefully, or they're like, yes, I really want to get a puppy, but I don't want it to be a boy. I want it to be a girl. And then cats, I'm like, cats are kind of iffy. They will either say, oh, hey, I would love a kitten. That way I can show them what to do and tell them what to do. Or, oh, no, I would rather have a cat because I don't want to play with it. I don't want to have to entertain this kitten. They
Aw.
do. They do have their opinions. I've had cats and dogs say, nope, I'd rather be the one and only. I want all the love. I'm here to have all the love right now. So yeah, they're all different on that aspect.
Okay. So exciting. I love this conversation. Do you have like a specific story or experience that was like super moving in a session that you can think of that you'd like to share?
Like other than Pete and just saying how much that he loves life and all the things he wanted to do. Recently like I said, I have a 13 and a half year old dog. She has two tumors, and I was like, girlfriend, if we can't remove this one because you're old and we can't take it off, type of situation, are you going to be okay with that? Or do you want me to, push this surgery along or whatever so we can remove it? And she I almost started crying. She was like, hey, remember, we're all getting old. We can either age gracefully with thankfulness and love all the beauty that we see throughout the world, or we can fight it and miss what's right in front of us.
Hmm.
They definitely, yeah, she definitely made me realize that they don't accept death, just doing this job in general, if you want to call it that. They don't accept death like we do. She told me that that's one thing everything in this world has in common. We're all going to die. Glaciers die, is what she said. Trees die. Everything will eventually die. And we need
Hmm.
to live right now in this moment and enjoy it. We're
Mm.
here for a reason. Find that moment and hang on tight.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sometimes they're super insightful. And then you have the springy schnauzer that just will not stop talking.
I bet those are fun. What do you think like people who maybe want to take this another step, like you said you had found Paula, but maybe somebody listening is like, this is my calling, I want to do this. Like, I know some people who already work at like veterinary places that are having experiences but no like specific training. Like, is your teacher or where you learned, is there any books, podcasts, other things that you found for resourcing, or what would you recommend if somebody wanted to learn, or are you teaching?
Oh, I am not into the teaching just yet. Fully just grasping everything about me and enjoying what's happening. But I really love Joan Arquette's books and Karen Anderson. They have some really good books, multiple books to pick from. Yeah, they were very helpful and very insightful as well. They were very like, make sure you got a tissue around sometimes. So, yeah,
Very heartfelt.
yes, yes, good word, yes.
Okay, that's a good place. Yeah, thank you for the resources. I have this book too that I wanted to share with the listeners. It's not for like learning the animal communication for yourself, but it's called Animal Speak by Ted Andrews. And it was a book that one of my teachers shared with us in a class that we were taking. And it just has like a whole bunch of animals and creatures in there. And they're like spiritual symbolism, and kind of like if you see them throughout the day, or like certain things cross your path, what you could maybe connect it to in terms of symbolism. And I like that book because, like, if I see like an eagle fly over or a bunch of rabbits in one day, I'm like, okay, let me open the book. I kind of think I remember what that means, but let me check. And it's always fun and inspiring to just be like, oh, that's an interesting little nice message of the day. So you can kind of take all the animals around you and take it as symbolism if you want to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I actually have one of those pocket Ted Andrews animal speak pocketbooks in my purse. So that way, if there, I go down the road and I see a deer or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, what does that mean? Because it doesn't matter. Um, if we see a wild animal, they are showing themselves for a reason. So if you catch them, you and your friend could be in the car, but you saw that eagle, but your friend did not, like, so that message was from you. That doesn't mean she missed the message, but that message is for you because you saw it. So yeah, if you see a wild animal, there is a message for you because they don't have to be seen. They are stealthy. They do not have to be seen if they don't have something for you.
Yeah, I love that. I find that I always see the eagles or the hawks like when I am like too much in my mental space or I'm like too focused on something. It's like, no, you need to see big picture, right? Like, so sometimes it's just a comforting way to live is spiritually and energetically aware of your day and your environment and your surroundings. So yeah, I like it's so funny you have the pocket. I didn't even know there was a pocket version of that. I'll have to get that.
Version. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I use eagles and hawks. I'll be like, hey, spirit guides, if I am going in this destination and this is where I'm supposed to be going, um, show me, three hawks. And if I am on the right path, if I'm supposed to be going wherever this destination is, I will see those three hawks. So yeah, they're there for a reason. Ask for them and they will be there.
That's amazing. Well, before we wrap up our conversation, how can people connect with you and book a session if they wanted to? Are you online or on socials? Let us know where you are.
Yeah, I'm on socials. I've got just Facebook. It's Amber Aura on Facebook. And then I also have amberaura.com and you can just message me there. Or I've got Amber Aura Kirkpatrick at Gmail. So you could email me and then I'd set up appointments that way. It's either Zoom or, FaceTime. Sometimes people just a phone call because that works as well. So
Okay.
whatever you're comfortable with, basically. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then if was anything else that like you would share about animals today, like their deeper purpose or um anything at all, is there anything we didn't cover that you would want the world to know?
I do. They, as in our pets, got even the turtles and the lizards and the snakes or the hedgehogs, whatever. They are here for us to learn unconditional love. They teach us unconditional love. So if you have a pet, they're going to love you. It doesn't matter if you yell at them. It doesn't matter if you call them stinky butt face. They still love you. It doesn't matter. And then they want us to live in the moment, is what I've been told. Like I have a crow family that I feed leftovers to. They told me that I need to live in the moment. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about the past. Live right now. And that is what we need to hold on to.
Mm,
That's when you're going to connect with things you need to connect with. And that's when you're going to be on your life purpose. And your path is when you're living right now joyfully.
that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for being here with us today to talk about animal communication. And thank you, everyone, for listening. This is Charlene at the Flowering Daydream podcast, where daydreams become reality.